Hi, my name's Mike. I'm the author of the book Gravity True for You, but Not for Me. I want to introduce you to the site and the book just a little bit, a brief introduction to tell you what's going on here. My whole premise behind this is you can believe whatever you want about God, but as long as you understand one very important thing, a belief alone doesn't make it true. On the left-hand side of the page, if you scroll down, you'll see a number of beliefs about God. Actually, it's specific to God, Jesus, eternity, and salvation. Now, if you look at those beliefs, you'll be able to see that they're very contradictory. I mean, some say there's one God, some say there's millions of gods, some say there's no God, some say you're God. They can't all be true. If you think about it, a very clear example would be an atheist and somebody who believes in God. They both can't be true at the same time and in the same sense. One would be true, one would be false. So how do you decide who has the truth? I mean, most people, I've talked to thousands of people face to face, and most people come to their conclusion about God based on feelings or what somebody else believes, like their parents. Now again, if you look at my list of the different beliefs on the first page, scroll down, you'll be able to see that obviously a lot of parents are wrong. I mean, because again, they all can't be true. Now, I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm not trying to attack anybody. I'm just saying that's how truth works. Truth never contradicts itself. So how do we find out who's telling the truth? Another, if you look at all those different beliefs, you can find people in every single one of them that have had experiences, personal experiences, or different feelings that make them think they're believing the truth. So what I'm saying to you is when you do that, it gets even more confusing. So how do you tell? Is there a way to tell? I mean, they can't all be true. It's just impossible. They could be all false. That's possible. But they can't all be true. So what do we do? How do we find out? Where should we put our faith? You know, faith is not as important as the object of your faith. Faith has to be placed in something, just like love. You can't just love. You got to love something. You have to have an object of your love. Same thing with faith. Now, you'll see in the book why the object is much more important than the faith itself. I mean, if you put faith in the wrong thing, faith in something false, it's not going to work out in the end. It may work out temporarily. You may feel good. It may make you happy a little bit just because you made a decision to believe something. But it's not going to work out in the end, because in the end, truth will stand up and everything will fall away. So what I'm encouraging you to do is to use the evidence, reason, logic, and common sense to make a reasonable decision about God. I've looked at all the different faiths that are out there, the major ones, and I can tell you that there's nothing that has more evidence, more factual support than Christianity. But that's my belief because I've examined the evidence and I've made a decision to put my faith in it based on the evidence. Chances are you never have, and you've never examined your current belief if it's something different for the evidence. Now, if you have a tremendous amount of evidence, I'd love to see it. Submit it to me by email. Tell me where to go, where to look, and show me that I'm wrong. Christianity is not the right choice, and something else has more support. You know, what we really want to know here is truth. I mean, come on. You really don't want to be having your faith in something that isn't true, right? I'm not attacking your family's beliefs or attacking, what your grandparents believed or anything. All I'm saying is if you don't have any evidence, it's blind faith no matter what you believe. Now, some people, once in a while, we stumble into the truth. So there's a lot of people out there that are believing the truth, but they've never looked at the evidence. Maybe that's you. If that's you, what I want to say to you is looking at the evidence will help relieve a lot of doubts. It'll help you be able to share your faith better. Because the more you're convinced that it's true, the more apt you are to talk about it. So if you're searching for God, you're at the right place. I don't have, my site is not huge, but what I'm going to do is point you to the sites that can help you even more. Start out by reading the ebook, the free ebook, unless you've already read a print copy. And then go ahead and go from there. You can take the video linked ebook and it expands on a lot of different areas. I point you to a free school online where you can learn more of the evidence and make a reasonable decision about God. Your eternity is on the line. If you look at the list I mentioned again on page 1, where you scroll down there, if you look at the list, you can see that a lot of beliefs claim to be exclusive, that they're the way and any other way is wrong. It's not just Christianity that claims that. That Christianity gets that because in John 14:6, Jesus said that he was the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except by him. So what we're doing when somebody tells you that is just passing along what Jesus said. We're not saying it. It's what Jesus said. So what you have to do is look at the evidence for Jesus. Who is he? Can we trust him? Is he reliable? Is the Bible reliable? Before we do any of that, we need to look at the evidence for God. There's a lot of people out there that attack Christianity, and then you'll find out they don't even believe in God. Well, of course, if you don't believe in God, you're going to attack any faith out there. You're going to look for flaws or faults or things you don't understand, and you're going to try and attack it. You don't believe in God. So why even talk about Christianity if you don't believe in God? There's no point. We're going to start with truth. We're going to go to the existence of God in the book is what I do. And then I'm going to take you through the scientific evidence for the existence of God, why God is an absolute necessity. Then I go into the moral argument for God, how our conscience tells us God exists and it's undeniable. We're going to go over the 2 verses in the Bible that say God is so obvious to us, every man, even if you've never read the Bible, that you'll be without excuse when you stand before him. So it's really important. I don't know how you got here. I hope you'll stay. I hope you'll get the ebook and take a look at it and weigh the evidence. Make a reasonable decision.